the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us. Just the two of us.
It's 11:59 at Radio Free America, and this is Uncle Sam with music and the truth until dawn. Right now, I got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines, this is your song.
And welcome everybody to the Daily Gun Show. We come to you live every weeknight at midnight Eastern. That's 9 Pacific for about an hour of conversation about guns. We've got hosts. Well, we had hosts. We now have Angelina jumping in from California. Thanks for joining.
I only am like 3/5 a host because I'm a girl.
Right. Well, you can vote on certain things. And then I'm over here in Tucson, but I think we have to give up on Smeggy and Dana. They both abandoned us in the show in the Second Amendment, I think.
All right, well, you heard it. You guys aren't welcome anymore. Meaning Smeggy and Dana.
So yeah, so if somebody wants to co-host, we'd like to have a couple of people in here. So if somebody wants to co-host, let us know over on the Gun Channel side. But like each night, we are using the YouTube platform to broadcast, and appreciate all the people that are jumping in and joining us. It's like 14 people tonight jumping off at the beginning. And then, of course, we're simulcasting it over at Gun Channels, where we're paying a little more attention because Gun Channel is awesome, and we built it, and we can do a little bit more stuff over there. So it looks like Cycle Camp is interested in jumping in, which is cool because I need to talk to him about some mileage questions.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm. We have a spreadsheet going, and Smeggy's not going to be involved because he didn't want to show up tonight. Right now, Smeggy's wherever he is, he's like looking up and thinking, "There's a spreadsheet about to be opened."
But he's missing out on that spreadsheet action, so.
But it is Wednesday. There's Cycle Camp jumping in from Connecticut. Thanks for joining. And he doesn't have a mic on yet, so he'll be jumping in here. It's entertainment, though. It's Wednesday, and we have kind of a little bit of a schedule for the show, or a structure for the show. We talk about entertainment stuff on Wednesdays, but we don't have a topic. So I told Cycle Camp if he jumped in, he could bring some topics with him.
Whoa.
There he is.
There we go. Okay, I'm set.
Right on. Thanks for jumping in, being a co-host tonight.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for the invite.
So how is it up in Connecticut?
Rainy and cold and wet. Crummy.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm sorry Smeggy didn't show up. I was going to wish him a happy birthday today.
Oh, maybe that's why he didn't show up.
I don't have it down in the schedule that he requested it off, though, so I think he's going to invite it.
All right, well, so we're going to be talking about entertainment. So do we have any topics? Otherwise, we'll watch the Gun Channel site for some topics. I would say we could have listened to some of the earlier shows, but we don't think we really talked about entertainment in that show. Talked about slingshots and primitive projectile type of stuff in Clover's show earlier.
That sounds fun.
Did you ever have a slingshot?
Yes, I did.
Rocks or ball bearings?
Ball bearings, but then also rocks and whatever. Sometimes firecrackers.
We did talk a little bit about that. So this is some sort of a weird Skynet at the VA. This R2-D2 unit was seen coming out of a elevator with nobody pushing it, no monkey inside or nothing. A little vacuum cleaner is steering it.
What's it doing? What's its purpose?
Probably patrolling, and if anyone's out of order, it'll shock them and drag them along. And probably dispenses gases and drugs and medications out of those little vent holes. Wouldn't be surprised.
primitive Dalek.
Interesting. So, entertainment. What's the last gun-related movie we've seen? We always tend to go to movies. Maybe we could say books, or should I say movies?
I would say movie.
Geez, I think the last movie I saw with guns in it was Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Seen that recently or no?
No, whenever it, a couple of weeks after it came out. I usually don't go to early runs and stuff. I usually give it a little time to settle down.
So you go to the movie theaters, though? Watch them on the big screen?
Once in a great while. I'm not a big movie goer because I don't like people in crowds. So now that I'm retired, it's a lot easier because I can go to matinees and there's very few people hanging around, which works out pretty good. But generally, I'm just too busy.
Yeah, if there's like a good space movie or something where it's worth seeing on a giant screen, I'll do the same thing. Try to go when the kids are at school and it's like $5 instead of 15 or something, and it's less crowded. But I forget what the last movie I actually saw in the movie theater, and there was somebody texting all damn time, even trying to figure out a time when they're not going to be there.
Oh my God, you guys are such old guys.
Yeah, I paid $6 to watch that movie. I want somebody.
People are texting.
I
I go
remember
when the kids are in school.
I remember the 99-cent theater in my house, in my town.
I go to the movies at like 10:30 at night.
Oh,
That's the worst.
I can't do that. I'm watching Gun Channel stuff.
Oh, that's why she's not bringing up the Daily Gun Show on those nights.
It's when I'm at the movies.
But I also don't like paying a bunch of money for any kind of food I want to eat, and then you gotta sneak in food. I don't know. It's more fun when you're a kid and you got nothing else to do. Anyway, so what was the last movie seen? Guardians of the Galaxy 2. It's kind of a gun movie. There's space guns in it, I guess, lasers. I'm not getting
I haven't seen it.
Inside. You have seen it or no?
I have not seen it.
What's the last gun movie you've seen then?
Shit, I don't know. In the theater? Or just in general?
Just in general. But I got rid of my Amazon and my Netflix a while back, so...
You know what? I'll tell you what the last... Well, okay, it's not a movie, but last night in ER, which is what I'm watching these days, there was a gun in the show. It was a Beretta 92 FS. A small black kid had it.
Was it a super anti-gun plot?
It was, so this young guy, young kid, I don't know, maybe like a 10 to 13-year-old was shot, and it's set in Chicago. So this young black kid was shot, comes in the ER, and he dies. So this other kid comes into the ER, and he's trying to get back there. And they're like, no, you can't go back there. Can't go back there. And the kid fucking pulls a Beretta out of his jacket and starts pointing it, and then bullies his way back there because apparently they don't have security. Goes back there, and then the doctor, the surgeon, the heart surgeon, or just regular surgeon, the tall black guy, he's like, oh, don't bother. He's already dead. So then the kid looks, and he's holding on to this Beretta with a shitty ass grip, because if he fires this thing, he's gonna drop it. And then he backs out and then runs away, and it's Chicago youths.
I feel like that wouldn't have happened because the hospital is a gun-free zone.
Yeah, hospitals are a gun-free zone, so I guess that makes that kid a lawbreaker, even though it's against the law.
And if it was a gun-free zone, that would include ammunition and stuff, right? So when the first kid get brought in, the bullet would have disappeared from his body as soon as he crossed the threshold.
I don't know. I don't know the theories on it, but
paramedics should remove it, or the police, before he gets into the hospital.
That's the last thing that I saw with a gun in it.
Right on. Well, I think I haven't been watching any movies, but I did watch the link that someone posted earlier on. I think it was Grimm. Posted a link earlier from a senator from Illinois, so a representative of Illinois. It's like a 9-minute speech. I'm not going to play the whole speech here, but I am going to play the end. So this is from the iGold, which was the Illinois gun owners legal something where everybody gets together since the early 90s. They get together. I guess I could screen share. This is the internet, right? They get together, and as gun owners, the representatives come to them and do these talks and stuff. So it's hosted by the Illinois State Rifle Association, I guess, and a very cool event. I had no idea it was even happening. And this was one of their speakers, Alan Skillicorn.
And ask her why law-abiding gun owners are less important than violent thugs.
He did pretty decent for most of it, I'd say, and then somewhere around the 5-minute, out of 9-minute, it got a little long-winded, but this ending is pretty good.
Now, that was adopted on December 15th, 1971. And it simply reads, very short here, a well-regulated militia being the necessity and security of free states, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. So a lot of these anti-gunners like to talk about the first 4 words. What about the last 4 words? Let me read that off to you. Shall not be infringed. Repeat after me. Shall not be infringed. Again, shall not be infringed. Remember that today. That's all I got. Go get them.
I don't know, something about that really, I thought that was awesome because that's a representative from a state like Illinois, and he couldn't be more clear, really. I thought that was pretty cool, pretty inspiring. Well, maybe not inspiring,
cool.
But invigorating. I don't know what the word is, but it's good to see that there's a representative willing to say that. Obviously, he's pandering to that audience, but he's saying it on the record.
Yeah, well, it's nice to chant a slogan, but I would have preferred some more concrete stuff.
I hear you. It's not perfect, and like I say, it got a little long-winded, and it was pandering. But again, they could have just got up there and said like, "Hunters are okay," and let's get them. Yay, NRA. They could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, I believe in the Second Amendment, but right.
Yeah, exactly. He made it fairly clear there.
Yeah, we had several legislators and representatives at the rally that we had in Connecticut. So we had 4 or 5 of them speak. It was pretty nice.
Awesome. So I guess that wasn't a movie, but it was a video that I watched earlier today.
It was inspiring.
It was okay. Yeah, it's kind of cool. So we had the live chat going, and there was a dead spot there. So Graham had posted that, so it gave us something to listen to for 9 minutes.
Did you see the meme on Facebook about the Disney movie about Anytown, USA?
No.
It was a one from 1957. And it was very interesting because it was making the case that cars were evil because there were so many accidents and the cars are going really fast and doing really dangerous things, and people are having a lot of collisions and stuff. And so basically it was a mock trial where they put the cars on trial, and at the end of it, they reveal the fact that it was the car's drivers that were actually at fault. And so somebody had put it up as what an interesting way of looking at it, just like with guns. So I thought that was pretty neat. Somebody had memed that up on Facebook.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, it's a YouTube video. It's pretty cool. It's about 10 minutes. It takes a little bit of time.
speaking of entertainment, then, do we want to try books, magazines, anything non-movie? We always seem to go movie, visual.
I don't know. What else? I mean, magazines. I don't read a lot of magazines, though. I also don't read a lot of books anymore.
Yeah, the two mags that I get are the USCCA, which is actually pretty thick and has a woman's section in it, which I thought was really good.
Wow.
And yeah, it's really quite nice. You get that as part. I subscribe to their insurance, and you get that as part of your insurance, the fee you pay for getting their insurance. And the other one I get obviously is the American Rifleman from the NRA, which isn't as much fun, but I really do like the USCCA stuff. They have a lot of smaller articles, and I like that. That's makes a good read.
I'll have to check that out. I think that I actually get that, but just don't read it.
Oh, it's pretty. If it's USCCA, it's pretty thick.
I did some. I've done flags for them and decals.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah, I get around.
So you know Tim?
No, that's not who I worked with there.
Oh, I'm muted. Stephen is saying there was a sit-down hosted in Kansas City by NPR. He posted it on Early Watch Missouri. So it's pretty cool and worth checking out. I was chatting with Jimmy. Hopefully he'll come up for air here with his, just life stuff, and get with him and figure out a way to help kind of tie up all the efforts people are doing on the Early Watch stuff. It's pretty cool to see all the people doing it in like the state by state, little bit of effort all accumulating into a daily update. It's pretty cool. I saw Flath out there. Has nothing to do with entertainment, but it's cool to see Flath out there on the gun channel side. He said he was, did he tell us? He told us, I forgot the name of that thing, Fort something or another. Fort St. John. I looked it up on the map. It's almost in Alaska. I had no idea he was driving so far north. So that's pretty cool. Good to see him out there.
Is that in Canada?
Canada, yeah. Like almost, it's like, I think Alaska is even south of there if you count that dangly part of Alaska.
Wow.
So I'm guessing that's running the trucks. So unless they're doing a pipeline, I don't know. You didn't see. But yeah, hopefully you're enjoying the new gun channels. I guess it's a time to take a quick break and talk about that. Most of the updates are done. There's one little piece that's still broken, but for the most part, everything should be working according to as much as it can work. I know there's an issue with the chats, the text boxes on mobile, and I guess we'll experiment with that now that everything should be fairly stable, and see if we can't mess with that a little bit ourselves. And if not, I'll take a look at what is involved in turning it into the more, I don't know what you want to say, like automated type of real mobile type of thing. But what I'm looking at now is it's pretty expensive, $1,000 per platform. So it'll involve, another effort or something. And as we get more members and stuff, we'll see if it's something we'll work on. But until then, like I say, Flath hasn't been around for a bit. So if you would take a look around and give me some feedback, anybody else, of course, too.
All right, cool. Well, with that, why don't we move on to our next segment?
Oh, wait. Between the first and second segment of the show each day, we'd like to feature one of the members over on Gun Channels. And this week, we're featuring their YouTube channels, even though it's a dying and bloated platform. And we talked about them earlier today. It's Nightstrike. So I think the link will work over there because YouTube doesn't hate its own links, I don't think. But if it does, it's Nightstrike1 on the YouTube. And I'm sure most of the people that we're listening to are already a subscriber of his. But if you're not, consider checking it out. He has been doing a show on Tuesdays consistently for a long time now. And of course, he's, I would say, integral to the community at this point over on Gun Channels. He hangs out in enough live chats, and pretty much everybody knows what he's doing. He's got his own little following, and he's a heck of a good guy. I met him in real life. He's confirmed, just like all three people in this room, he is a human being or a really, really good robot.
Do you suspect anyone being a good robot? Does that mean no, or?
Well, that's interesting because number one, how can there be a good robot? So that's something only a robot would say. So trying to throw people off the trail, that would be the kind of question that an actual robot might say. But no. But I'm looking at you kind of shifty now, trying to think.
All right, well.
There was a couple of times where there was like a little spill of oil underneath the U, and I figured, well, we're in a parking lot, but.
Right, but what if it was just me? Because I'm a robot. Well, anyway, so our new segment, well, not our new segment, but our next segment is everybody's favorite part of the week, and that is Hoedown Showdown. That's where we look at the hashtag Daily Gun Shows on the Instagrams, and then we harshly judge the pictures, and we pick a supreme winner for the week.
That's why it was an integral for Cycle Camp to jump in. That'd be a tie-breaking judge.
Ah.
So am I doing the pictures?
Yeah, you're doing it.
I'm getting my pad out so I can track the ones that I like.
Then it's going to take me a minute because I'm going to go finish getting something to drink, and then I'll be back.
Oh, okay.
Have this.
All right, well,
wait a minute.
while we accommodate the drinking schedule of G-Webs, I don't know, what should we talk about?
I have a new video going up fairly soon about some of the guns I bought in Tulsa. But I am having a hard time adding it to gun channels. Every time I try to add the video, I get this loading with the clock.
You bought actual guns in Tulsa?
Oh, yeah, I bought a crap ton of them.
How does that work, buying a gun out of state like that?
Gee, I don't know. I just use the gun show loophole, so I don't worry about that stuff. Long guns is not an issue.
You just bring them back?
Yep, long gun's not a problem as long as you're not buying something that's illegal in the state you're returning to. It's that's perfectly okay. Handguns are federally regulated, but if you have a curio and relics license, you can get them on a curio and relics license and transport them yourself. And since I'm the old guy that buys old guns, it's usually not a problem.
Right. That's
so as
cool.
licensed FFL, normally that's to like create a gun as a manufacturer, to import a gun, or to transact guns as a pawn shop or a gun shop. But in this country, you can also be a licensed collector, and that's what Cycle Camp is. So he has all the privileges and responsibilities of an FFL for the most part, and that means he can go pretty much buy guns like that are on the list, right?
Well, they have to be 50 years old, or they have to be antiques, or they have to be on the curio list of the ATF. But generally speaking, if you go with the 50-year-old thing, you're in pretty good shape. And that's pretty cool now, because think about it, you can buy guns up to 1967.
Oh, so you could buy like some pretty good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if Colt ARs were legal in Connecticut, I could buy Colt ARs on my CNR and drag them back. But since they're not legal in Connecticut, I can't do that.
And they'd be pretty expensive.
Yeah. This is true. But like I said, I haven't had any trouble putting any videos up on the platform since you redid it. And this last one just does not want to go. I don't know what the hell's going on with it.
I don't remember, because it's been a long time since we set things up, but it's probably, there could be a limit. I don't know what kind of member you are or whatever, but there could be a threshold or some kind of limit. I don't know, because it's not really a video hosting platform. So if you're like literally putting them on gun channels, there's room to do that, but there is some kind of megabyte limit.
Okay, I'm just surprised I don't get like a message or a pop-up or something that says, "Hey, you're over your limit."
I don't like to point fingers, but that was Nightstrike's job to create those pop-ups, so he's lazy.
Well, then it's probably popping up on GunTube someplace.
Yeah, exactly. No, I have no idea what that would be or what it would be. So I have no idea if a pop-up should ever even show up for what we're talking about. Anyway, so like I asked though for feedback, there is a channel called Troubleshooting, and I think I'll make that link to that more apparent on there, and then direct people to that so that they can start to leave whatever issues, so we can start to attack them and polish everything up.
Oh, good. All right.
All right. So what we do on Wednesdays, as Angelina alluded to, is check out the hashtag Daily Gun Show. We started doing this a while back, and we're up to 2,500 people that have 2,500 pictures people have posted, and they use the hashtag, and we dig through them. And like she says, we're going to judge. Okay, I got the hiccups. We're going to judge the pictures and decide which is the best picture on the Instagram. Except I'm not going to do much of the talking because I got to get rid of hiccups.
All right, let me pay attention now. I'm going. All right. I'm not voting for that.
This is 6 days ago. Oh, wow. It's our logo. This was from before, right? April 7th.
Yeah, it's old.
Long Ranger and Tonto. Clover, 7 days, 7 days, 7 days, 7, 7.
Yeah, I remember the pocket, the palm pistol.
I think this was the first one. So Angelina hates our logo. Go to the next one. Chris, out in the fabulous Colorado looking area, it looks like. With Kimber.
Yeah, I don't care for the blue top rail with the rest of the gun.
The two tones?
Yeah, I don't like that.
I'm not.
Maybe if it didn't have wooden grips, it wouldn't look so funny. Maybe if it had straight, flat, plaque grips, it would be okay.
I don't know what it is about these things. Probably hanging out in gun shops and seeing them, you get accustomed to them or you get used to them, but it grows on you, I think.
Like a fungus.
This was some of the stuff we sent out. Well, the stuff that we did send out to people over on the Patreon. This was the last month, unfortunately, where our goal was to get $50 come in from everybody. We spend 25 of those dollars out at gun shops and vendors at gun shows, at museums and things like that. As we're traveling around, we spend $7.10, or if you're the jerk lady at the post office, like $19 or $9. Anyway, $7 or so to ship these, and then the rest goes into gas for the vehicle. And this was unfortunately the last one we were able to do until we can figure it out again. But hopefully it was a fun one for everybody. We've got a Switchblade in there. Got an AR or an M16 comic for the maintenance comic from back in the days, and that can hopefully link in with one of the times we had some 5.56 links, and another time we had a piece of a receiver. So there was a little bit of a theme throughout the gun show stuff. And thanks again for the 15 or 16 people that participated in that. We ended up leaving $900 out last year at gun shops and gun show vendors, and $500 this month or this year. So that was pretty cool. And that was the goal, is to get out there and leave money behind on the tour. Some engraved guns. Some girl wanted to see pictures of engraved guns, so I got shitty pictures at the Wanamaker. And I also use this as an example of take a picture at the table. That way you can remember who's who. And for
back up to that gold one again with the pearl grips.
Pretty sweet,
yeah.
right?
Cool.
I actually kind of like that one.
Oh yeah, they're pretty neat.
Great temp gun.
They knew what they were doing with all those flat edges and flat sides back in the day.
Yeah.
I don't know what this is. 6 days ago. Does anybody know what that was?
I think that's the one. Is that from Travis?
No.
Or he did the thing like it was breaking news, and it turned out it was about Patriots Day.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. I saw that.
Yeah, it was useful.
So
I love that, by the way. I thought he did a great job at that.
But are you talking about Sandhills, who did one he's up to 200,000 views on?
Oh, was it Sandhills? I thought it was Travis P11 that did that.
May have done it, but Sandhills it kicked in and it went viral. He has up to 1,000 subs. He started out with 35 subs. A day later, he's up to 1,000.
Yeah, that was great.
Unique. I still haven't watched the video, but I like the concept. Another picture of some of the stuff that went out.
Yeah, I can't have any of those.
Yeah, no.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Go back to that.
What?
Okay. I like that. I thought it said Los Angeles Police, and it did.
Yeah, that's from the Los Angeles Police Museum.
Did it come with Velcro or no?
No.
Oh.
I think this thing's pretty cool from the Texas Ranger Museum. Actually, we just blew past a bunch of pictures. I'm like, so these were some holster things that they gave that Clover Tack talked to at the show, and then I guess he's all about the Mandalorian stuff. This is from the Star Trek or Star Wars movies. This thing though is the Texas Rangers belt for like scouting. They'd go out and have their rifle rounds and their pistol rounds on the same belt. And I thought that's super cool. They'd also cut down their rifles so that they could use them easier in the bush, it says. So I took a picture of the main thing and then a little close-up of the words and then a couple of the other things to give you some idea of what we're talking about in there. Finished it up with the tour and the hours of the place. So I try to make these little Instagram posts, little slideshow tours of a place that I go to. Let's see. We screwed around with Patreon. That's an announcement about that. Guess who's in this van? Can barely tell he's in there. Who's this guy?
I don't know.
Oh, who's that guy? All right, so then Ohio, 45, looking like he got one of these O-lights. Dano, and everybody buy O-lights. So, blah, 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 apologize for any inconvenience. We've included a flashlight as a token of appreciation, so I got this free light. There it is on the gun. Clover, these bow and arrows. Well, bows, at least. Bedorf's been doing the series on AK stuff. This must be the Mission Force or Mission First Tactical that he's using, I guess.
Nice. Like that.
Dano, this is O-lights again. I wonder if he got all this stuff free. Same way, pulling that scam. Hey, I didn't get the right light. How come these are already clicked on? It's like almost like somebody went in on our account and clicked on a bunch of these things. Or no, this is my account. I must have clicked on. This is
like this palm pistol.
Mm-hmm. I feel like this is intimidating because of the gang colors, but
Dano's a blood.
Interesting. He did it as split screens instead of the little dot thingy.
Right.
Well, look, he's over here sucking up to Marco with the gun channel underscore. But Dano, if you're watching, it's gun channels plural. This is a nice one. Chiappa, kind of a two-tone. What do you think of that two-tone?
I like that. I don't usually like that color of things, but that looks nice.
Looks very snaky.
Yeah, kind of looks natural when it's sitting on the rocks like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Very lovely.
Psycho Cap, take it or leave it?
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
I don't know if I'd like these grips. I think I might, but I've never shot them with this kind of grips yet. Have y'all shot with these kind of grips yet? Where they're like...
Well, I don't like the way the lines run on them, because if the object of the game is for you to get a better grip, having a lateral line like that I would think it would slide along your hand better.
Exactly. It's like not helping you. So yeah, I don't know how that would come. They look aggressive, but yeah, I'm curious.
I think they're just assertive. I don't think they're really aggressive.
Jelsma saying something about some kind of bullets, I guess. I didn't see any. But I wasn't looking for bullets.
That must be one of the vendors at
yeah,
Tulsa.
Yeah, he's got the Wanamaker gun show in here.
Looked like the guys that make the copper bullets.
Oh, is that what that is? That's probably why
Yeah.
he's yanking on it. So you have one of these?
Crag, yeah, sure. 1896-ish.
You got a grand.
And $1,000. Have one of those. Don't have one of those.
Not yet. So 45 caliber Savage. Huh, I don't know if I know this gun.
Wow. Looks like a high power. Well, the back end of it's all screwed up.
What do we got here?
That's a Vetterli.
That you bought one of these last SHOT Show, right? Or last Tulsa.
Yes, yeah, in April. I mean, last November. And it actually worked. I couldn't believe it.
It looks like it uses a pistol cartridge or something. It has such a small little, it's like an M1 carbine looking thing.
Yeah, it's a short, fat little cartridge. It is a neck down cartridge. I was able to buy some more, by the way. I found that same guy and was able to buy 2 or 3 more to put them in, to have some live ones in the box.
So that's the thing. Are they just to be sitting there, or are you going to shoot it some more?
Oh no, I'm not going to shoot it again. Those are just for display purposes.
So this was one of the what do they call that?
Turret.
Turret.
Yeah, that's a turret gun, and that's a vertical turret gun.
So a hang fire, or wait, what is that called? A chain fire, and then it like shoots you in the nuts, the chest, the head, and the face. Like, oh great.
Yeah, cut you right in half.
Kind of neat. Seeing
Oh, look at that. That's nice.
Angelina, you down with these old fancy, like flowery looking guns of the olden days?
Yeah, I like that.
Nambu, you have one of these?
I just bought one at the show.
Oh, okay. I saw some stuff where you did like a handgun for the show. I didn't watch it yet.
Yep. Yeah, that was actually the second one was Japanese because I did the Nambu and I did the Arasaka. Type 99.
Standard size or the little guy?
Medium, I think. It's not a tiny one. It had a minor problem with the safety, but I corrected it. It's in the video. That one's already up. That one's put up already. Oh, that's sweet.
Are you planning on getting a Lamat?
Is that no?
You down with the Lamat, Angelina? The pistol or the handgun cartridges around the outside and a shotgun down the middle?
That's kind of cool.
I've
I
only
like
seen
that.
repros really.
Oh, the Tokarev. I like that too.
Is that a 33?
I guess. It's hard to say. They say K-54, Chinese, Russian. So,
Oh, okay. It's a knockoff.
well, used in Vietnam. So,
And all the TT-33 and the other ones they look all very similar. They're hard to tell in a picture like that. Usually, got to go see. I don't know them well enough to recognize them without looking at the markings. But I like mine. Shoots real good.
I didn't know Clover's over there shooting spikes 458s.
Oh, SOCOM. Yeah, he loves the SOCOM.
He's a spike shooter. What do we got going on here? Oh, this is from miniguns. That's very cool. So I don't know if this is somebody who's competing with goat guns or these are different size. Gunpowder Beauty. She's been posting some interesting stuff. This one's from that USCCA. Is this the people you did decals for? USCCA?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
I
flags.
I do like that. I like the sentiment.
This is Smeggy. Why he's not here because he's not having fun with his real friends.
Notice he's using the orange gun channels patch.
Oh yeah, he's acting like he's a big shot with gun channels or whatever, having fun with his real life friends. We're not bitter. We're sad. But I did buy all this Mountain Dew at the store, and he didn't even want to drink it, so I threw it away. I just poured it out. It worked out because I had to pour out all that soda, and I could wash down the tears. So then this is different than the Lamat. This guy shoots off of 2 rows of chambers.
Yeah, 2 different barrels. Cool.
But I suspect, again, you get a chain fire with that, and that's sort of like a mortar barrage going off. I don't know. I don't like these things, even though they're neat and interesting. Stupid to me.
Another Nambu?
No, it's that bore chart. It's got some kind of goofy thing.
Oh, okay.
They're like, well, we can't figure out how to do it right, so let's just add a lot more parts and a big, like, growth on the back. Make any sense? Clover tag? Oh, looks like Gary got some stuff from Clover.
Got the dog tags.
The white ones. Kansas State Capitol.
Ooh.
Oh, look at that. I can't look at my own. The AA-12 full auto shotgun. Same dude right here. Clover Tech makes some kind of strawberries. Oh, I guess what he's talking about is those strawberries he grew. Now I get it. It was like, big deal. You went to the store and bought some strawberries and you melted chocolate and you stuck them in there. Big whoop.
Big whoop.
Pickle. Looks like you bought a little tiny single action gun. Pocket pickle gun. Pickle pocket gun. What do you guys think of small, what are these, SIGs?
They're okay. I like small guns, though.
I like
I
small.
like my DB380. That was pretty tiny.
The single action, though?
No, that was double action only, I think. Yeah, I'm not sure I'd want to try to find a safety on a gun that small.
Both.
I'm not big on safeties.
Oh yeah, I mean, an external safety is a no way for me, but to justify it on a tiny gun, I can't do it. I know in California you don't get so many options or whatever. And then what's going on with this? Is this a holster? Like a neck holster? Oh, I know what that is. That's just a trigger guard thing. You tie this to your pants so that way when you draw it out of your pocket, this stays behind. It's just an injected molded one.
Oh, okay.
But that's the other thing is you got to have, well, obviously you're carrying it around cocked and locked, so now you got it in your pocket. I guess this gives you a way to keep it trigger guard covered and dirty or free of lint and stuff. And then, I don't know, have you shot these little ones?
I've never shot anything like that, no.
I haven't shot that.
They're a little jumpy, so I would think having like a little stickier grip is what I would look for.
Oh, like grip tape or something on it?
Oh, hell no. No. I hate grip tape. Never, never, never. I live in Arizona where tape does adhere.
Oh, which melt off, yeah.
Adhesion of tape isn't a thing. So people don't deal with that when they live in places where they don't have to worry about like just nature taking tape off for you. But what you don't think about is, oh, I got in a car wreck and there's gasoline everywhere. I was about to do something and now there's nail polish all over my gun. That's where all of a sudden you're used to having grip tape and it's like John Wick when he's practicing for the movie, but now it's slippery and it's sticky and you're just like, you have to sticker in your way and now you can't get to the mag release because there's a sticker is shifted. I hate stickers and rubber things or any of that stuff. We can get into that sometime. So no, I'm talking about a grip panel that's stippled or created in the, checkered or real aggressive checkering or something. Like a real aggressive checkering up front on this gun.
Yeah, if you get a gun with plastic side panels, I suppose you could always buy a set of grips and go to work with them with the
or wood.
What do you call it? The wood burning pencil or something to stipple it up.
Yeah, or wood. That's the excuse for buying a single action is you get to buy wood grips for it, and nobody can yell at you. Tells been putting up these things, and I like his thumbnails. How he puts these on the Instagram kind of gives you everything you need to know. Also, looks like there's way too many mosquitoes there, so I'm not going. What do you know? German weird gun.
Repeating pistol looks kind of cool.
Yeah, I think it's all in that lump in the back.
Oh, you know what this one is? This is the thing that Bob showed us a couple of times already. It has like a bicycle chain with the little tiny bullets in it, and they go around like a little conveyor belt that goes in an endless
Oh,
loop. And then you load it through a little thing on the top. It's almost like the snap, like an old cap gun. We've looked at it a couple of times on Gun of the Day.
Hmm.
Interesting. So that's what it looks like when it's not all open. See, that's the kind of thing where, okay, that's neat to see it, but man, it'd be great if you had two so you could have one open next to it, right? Or
Yeah.
take a picture of it and put that picture up, like a really nice picture of it open, so that you go, oh, it's that gun. Like this.
I would take the picture of the gun put together and I would spread it out in the display.
That's probably a better way to go, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is what it is, what we're talking about here.
Very interesting looking.
It looks like some kind of ray gun or something. Of course, I can't find one open.
Right.
Oh well, I guess it's just like this. I'm thinking of a different one maybe. So this one, you just access it through the grip like this and load it.
Yeah, what a pain in the ass.
You gotta take the grips off to load it.
No, that's probably just for, well, maybe, I don't know. Actually. You probably just take that, I don't know. This is a shitty picture, so.
Yeah, Rupen says it's like the guy cut chain pistol. Yeah.
Hey, look at this. It's been a while making a bunch of patches. Hopefully people will appreciate those that already participated in it, and there are some available. So if anybody wants to see us get to Dallas, I think it cost me like $500. I don't have the most economical van, but I'm not paying for hotel rooms. Well, can't justify nothing else than that. Otherwise, that if we get support and we can go to Dallas, I'll be there. I'm more than curious to see what will happen with the internal politics of the NRA, as well as with the less than satisfaction of people like Military Arms Channel and really trying to get Yankee to go. I think he can financially handle it no problem. It's just a matter of him having an interest in going. So if you're interested in something like that, the idea would be to have a whole bunch of people just buy a $10 ticket. I know I'm probably talking to 34 people who have already done that, so I do appreciate it. But the power of new media, the power of the internet is in sharing it. So if the, I don't know what it was, 60 people or something that participated before each told a person, and then they told a person, they would continue to tell people, and I would be ultimately rich and powerful, and that's the real goal. So
Yeah.
we appreciate it.
Now, are those on Gear websites?
They are. Everything we do goes up to Gear websites, except for the stuff, even the stuff that Angelina makes for me for free, and then I put that on Gear websites and sell it. So it's all part of the plan. But I appreciate it. Somebody actually bought a patch, one of the tour patches, and a sticker. So it was $35. That's half a tank of gas or a full tank of gas, because I usually don't do like cycle camp and go to 3/4 tank. I like to go to half a tank. But that's probably a difference that for me, a half a tank isn't as many miles as it is for you. 3/4 of it, or a quarter of a tank for you is probably the same amount of miles if we really were counting wheels or counting
Yeah,
miles.
I get about 100 miles to the quarter tank.
Right. So I cut it off at a half a tank, because if I got to do any kind of hills or anything, I'm only looking at 100 miles. Anyway, so yeah, appreciate everybody that participates in the tour. The goal is really not to get corporate sponsorship. I tried actually this time around, and I really suck at it because I don't want to get on my knees and do anything to sell you crap. My interest not to figure out how to
phrase.
Huh?
That's an interesting phrase.
Well, that's what I think. I'm going to bend over and deal with, trying to figure out a way to sell somebody something that they don't want in order to do something that they don't care about. So when we do things with crowdfunding, it accomplishes both. It shows that there's actually an audience for it, and that the audience is interested enough to throw a few bucks at it. At some point, it will be obvious that there's not enough people to support it. But I see the other projects that are out there. I personally think some of them suck. So I figure if there's able to bring tens of thousands of dollars to projects that are pretty boring and pretty much only do things that are boring, that there might be some people out there. So I'll continue to keep trying it, and this is one of the ways to do it that works out for hopefully everybody. And again, Thank again the people that are participating. Oh, what's the black patch? You'll never know. And then we got autoloader, Moon. I don't know what's going on here. Why he's missing like this section of this one. That bugged me. I didn't send it to him that way. Another one from Moon.
I don't recall the Glock having a bayonet lug.
It doesn't, but that's a sweet picture. This is pretty cool. He's got that wide angle lens. I'm not able to take this picture because you got to, he's standing, you know, in an aisle. This isn't like an end cap or anything. So this is a really good picture. This is a picture I have not been able to take. I can't even get it, my pictures to spread just the little guns. So this is the way the J.M. Davis has the tiny guns displayed. And their collection is really lame. Can I zoom in on this? If we look at their collection, it is weak. It is not even good. Like these guns are similar. These are the same gun. Like a bunch of these are just doubles. There's no need to see both sides of some of these. So I'm going to talk to the curator now that we know him and find out if I was to give them my collection, which is literally a sample of the actual lineage of this tiny revolver from Kasul and Baker, and then the first NEA, and then the second, the guy Sandy who owns it now. And then I have samples from some of the other companies, like that one gold one we just looked at. So I'm looking at figuring out a way to do that. And there's some other, the thing I was telling Angelina about earlier, there might be a way to work that into that, a new project that's going out there. And how cool would it be if I'll do it if I can have them displayed in a way that does justice to the little gun, because these suck. Like I've read these things every time I go there, and it just drives me nuts. Some of them aren't even labeled correctly, and it's like they're all basically from like one era, when this could, the same amount of floor space on their wall could literally do the entire lineage plus some of the other factories. So I'm not sure how open they are to that kind of thing, but I think that'd be interesting if they'll accept it. I'd try to figure out a way to give it to them.
It'd be kind of cool if you could get them to put your Ring of Fire YouTube video up on a continuous loop. You know, that'd be neat.
Well, that's something else. I was thinking the same thing. The Ring of Fire would take more space because those are physically bigger guns. That would actually be the first thing I do, because that whole collection doesn't cost $1,200. The little guns cost way more because they cost like $250 a piece plus, and now that one's worth $1,000. So the Ring of Fires are like, some of those are $10, $30. But again, that would take a little bit more floor space, and I don't know. It doesn't look like, I mean, it seems to me like there's gaps. Like I'd have guns over here, right? But I don't know what their theory is on guns per square foot at the museum or anything. But I'm certainly looking forward to an ongoing relationship with them and working towards that goal of getting a full collection or two up into the museum. Then we got a Walther. Everybody likes Walters, I think. We're required to because of James Bond.
Yep. Sean Connery is the best James Bond.
Okay. The Webley semi-auto. Or I guess it's is it full auto? No, I guess they'd still call it, they called it automatic, but it's a semi-automatic. Marco had a picture of one of these at the museum in Washington, D.C., or Virginia, I guess. He's attending that, or he attended it this last weekend, and he was showing a picture of one of these that was for sale there. I've only ever seen one for sale. What would you pay for one of these, Psychocamp? Do they interest you?
I'm not that interested in it, but geez, that's got to be a $1,200-$1,500 gun.
The one I saw,
just because it's so unusual, you know.
Yeah, the one I saw for sale was more like 15,000, I think. Super rare. Had a little reloader thingy, and yeah, I think it was 15 grand, because a Mateba is only $5 grand, right? I know the two I looked at, one was like 15, one was 5, and I think the Mateba was like 5. Or is a Mateba more like a $15,000 gun? All right, so that's a neat one. And is this one grandfathered? I think we were talking about this before. Are these Mausers grandfathered, or are they SPRs?
No, those are grandfathered.
So that's kind of neat, being able to buy one of these, even though it's a stupid Nazi gun in 9mm, it is an SPR. And most of these came off at dead Nazis, so that's pretty cool. You have any of these? You gonna get a Mauser?
No.
Don't like them, or just too much? They're not getting.
Just hadn't started collecting that kind of stuff yet.
Oh, okay. I figured because of your whole action thing, that's a goofy looking action.
Yeah. I do have a toggle action gun, but I don't have a. It's not a. It's made by DMR, but it's an Irma, and it's in 22 caliber, not in 9.
So Dead Horse is doing his 252 gun. I'm pretty sure you could have still got this for $230, right? In a building. Wasn't that 230 or was that 300 and something?
I think it was 230, but you had to supply the receiver.
200. No, I'm talking about the girl from Florida who said you can go into any building and get an AR-15 for $200 or $130 or $200.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So if Dead Horse is watching, why is your spring inside of a tube? Tubes. Saving the world right there. Josie, always throwing weird stuff up at us. Chris.
Nice, I like that.
Am I crazy? Or is this a 19 with a 26?
Yeah, it's awful short handle.
Probably just stopped.
Short grip.
I like it. Giving that a like for sure. I was watching Costa earlier today on the Instagram. He's got a couple of videos talking about some kind of clocks he's putting his name on. A bunch of collaborators are putting together for him. And I have no interest in those, but he made a real good point about knocking your stuff down to 19 grip. This is a even shorter 26 grip, but he's got me thinking about modifying my Glocks. Thinking about it now. What do we got here? What is this? Okay, that's the weirdest post we've had in a long time. There's Mike with some kind. What the hell happened there? There's Mike with some kind of a snake. Oh, look at this. This is the van getting, I decided to frost it.
Looks good.
Yeah, it's all washed. Daniel gave me shit for washing my van. This was at Nighthawk. So,
Set the Block 19?
Yeah, exactly. It was when we saw that John, who bought that? P226 not bought that for John?
Yeah, I think so.
And then, I mean, it's certainly not an 80%er. It's way less than that. But whenever we visited the Nighthawk, yeah, custom in kind of where Foose lives in the middle of nowhere, Arkansas. They showed us where their forge is basically, and they is what they look like. So these are probably what $2,000 plus guns in a big milk crate. Well, eventually they'll be $2,000 guns. So yeah, I figured I'd post that because it's basically his little block. Another Dano repping for the Bloods. I feel like that could be a drive-by gun. This is Meggie having fun. But if you'll notice, BB gun. Throwing a BB gun in there. At first I was like, wow, what the hell is this suppressor he's got?
Why is he standing in front of all them guns?
Oh, that's a good point.
It doesn't seem safe.
I think he's teasing them.
It's like a selfie stick at an angle. You know what I'm noticing? Has there even been a puppy?
Nope, no animals yet.
Yeah, I've not seen one yet.
I don't even know if they're making these pictures for our show. So Taradot showing some stuff, these little credit card folding knives.
Sweet.
Do either of you have one of these credit card folding knives?
I don't.
Nah, neither do I. But I did enjoy the video. I thought that was pretty funny, and that the match that he's got there, the little square container.
Mm-hmm.
That you have the thing on now.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool when he took it out of the water and dried it off and lit it.
Oh, you haven't seen these little matches before? They call these metal matches.
Yeah, I've seen metal matches before, but I've never seen the showmanship with the, keeping them in a jug of water and then, or a bucket of water and then showing you how they light right after that.
Oh, okay, cool. I didn't see the video. I just saw the picture. These little knives are cool. I remember when they first came out and they were like $40 or something, and now you get them at gun shows for much less. Gun show. It's this show right here. Chris again. Chris ever going to win again? He keeps putting in, I think, more pictures per show than anybody.
No.
Mobile test with panel? What's all this about? A live panel from mobile, no being stuck inside to do your own shows. So what did he do for this? Dang it, I gotta go watch this. See, good job, but this has been available to hide. Most people don't want to go through the hassle, but it does work. Just set up an event ahead of time. Set up the event, but you can't do it mobile. The workaround is completely through mobile. There's no way to have. Right on. Yeah. So this changes the playing field. So no longer do we have to wait for Jimmy and pander to Dano. Now we'll just be able to go live from the phone. Awesome. We can cut them loose. Finally go commando. Patriot. New logo. Oh yeah, Ghost. Ghost is killing it with the logos, huh? Got the moon back there. Looks like he's running from it. I don't know what moon did to him, but he's running from it. Clover shooting his 22s.
The 422s, yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Swears. I guess I would have to like it now, even though it's a swears.
Swear words in orange. A repeat from last week.
Uh-oh. Puppy. This is Russ. P226 Nut was buying this, they call these things, cab arms lower. So I figured I'd pull a picture out from the olden days. From 8 years ago? Holy crap. I can remember this like it was the other day. Steve was fucking around with Yancy and shit. So, yeah, crazy. So anyway, I dug into my old pictures and found this. And it's kind of cool because Russell's a good guy. I haven't shouted him out in a while. He used to be part of Cav Arms until they folded. Were shut down by the ATF. That's a whole other story. Sons of bitches. And then he's still doing stuff in the industry up in Mesa, I think, Arizona. Anyway, this was his gun. He shoots a lot, and this was a gun built to do stuff, get things done. Ink showing off his little gravity knife. Do you have gravity knives? Anyone?
No, but I want one. That thing's badass.
Cycle cam?
No, most of mine are hunting knives.
Can you have gravity knives, or is it some kind of switchblade thing?
I don't know. I think you can because they're not spring powered.
When I was a kid, and probably still, these are anywhere you can't have switchblades, you can't have gravity knives, like specifically, because this must have been like a thing back in the days after the war. I'm guessing they must have handed these things out like candy, and then everybody was like, "Oh shit, kids have gravity knives. Let's get rid of them," because they're awesome. You just click this button, and it's made for paratroopers. There's nothing in here. It just the blade is loose, so you just click this button, and you kind of flick your wrist, and the blade's out like a switchblade. It's really fun.
Yeah, Hush says you can't do that in California. It's a felony.
And I don't know what the. Oh,
What a shock.
I clicked on the wrong button.
Connecticut and California, all the good C words.
But those are pretty expensive, and Pink saw that one. We've seen that one in Las Vegas. Really that far back? Holy moly. No way. Yeah, we're going this way. I was like, oh, man, we have a lot of pictures. Should we watch this girl singing again?
No, thank you.
You mean comrade?
Comradette? What's a female comrade?
Comrade Kova. Daily Gun Show added Dano, but he doesn't show up. And look, even Mike said that.
Mm-hmm.
So Mike spoke the truth.
Where's Dano? I see Jimmy, Bob, Smeggy, you, me. Is this Dano?
Yeah, I think he took that picture and put it on Instagram.
Okay. Did this little love note to gun shows because I like gun shows so much. There's Chris with his 1022 or whatever. 1022 Mark IV. I don't know. You a fan of these, Cycle?
I own a Mark IV Target. Yeah, I have a Mark III and a Mark IV.
Oh wait, no, this is a 3. So is it the 4 that comes apart normal, or is it the 5 that comes?
The 4 comes apart weird.
Okay.
It doesn't have all the turn it upside down, do a dance, cut the head off a chicken, and then hope the pin goes in the right place and all that.
Yeah. So you have the kind you have to do all that.
I have the 3, which does that, and then I also the reason I bought the 4 was so I never have to do that again.
Okay, so this one's the 3, so it's that way, and yeah,
it's got the fluted barrel.
The thing about it is when they cut this stupid extractor thingy in the side, it drives me nuts. I know it doesn't have anything to worry about, but come on, Ruger, quit writing stuff on there, quit cutting holes in our guns.
Yeah,
but the flutes are awesome; they make up for it. Angelina, you a fan of these? The Mark?
I mean, they look a little goofy, but they shoot nice.
They do shoot nice.
I like the rake angle of the grip on those.
Very
and
nice.
I have mine set up with a red dot.
Did you put any of your stuff in here, or was that on the main page? I don't remember where I was looking at where you did that little run through of your awards from last year.
Oh no, that's just on the main page. I don't do that on Instagram.
Okay.
I'm not an Instagram person.
Okay. No, I was posting stuff from back in the day, so I was digging around old pictures, and I just saw something about. I decided to post something from the first class I reviewed. As far
that guy getting carjacked?
No, this was a Force on Force class back when they still called it Force on Force, and it's basically the fight now. And this was a scenario. So the role player would come up to the vehicle from this side as if they came, from the movie or whatever. They were coming up to their car in a parking lot, and up to the driver's side, because like most people, you don't do like a 180 around your car, 360 around your car before you approach it. So as you approach it from the driver's side, and you're kind of forced to come in this way, if I remember right, you find out that your passenger side door is open. Somebody's sort of kneeling down and fiddling with your radio. So in other words, you wouldn't see them necessarily unless you were paying attention. And because this is a scenario-based type of training, you're not really sure what to be. You don't know if somebody's gonna jump out a corner. So you basically, as a role player, didn't, or this student, you didn't really notice this door being open as you approach. So most of the students would get to the door and then notice somebody's in their car. And there's a couple of things in most states that's not an offense that you can pull a gun on somebody for. You find them, surprise them in your car, unless they do something to threaten you. They're in no position to really hurt you from there. So that's an eye opener. When you're in a class and you're there to do a force on force type of scenario, your brain is like, let's fight. In real life, I don't know. One of the reasons you train is so that you can experience that type of response and deal with it in your own brain chemistry and stuff. So I forget what exactly happened here, but there was also some other elements to it, other people that may or may not have come out depending on, however they did those scenarios. So I forget what Russell's actually responding to here. It might be the guy who he might be giving orders to, in other words, forcing him to comply to get the fuck out of his car, or dealing with multiple attackers. It doesn't look like he's actually taking fire, so he's probably trying to calculate what the hell's going on, probably pulling a phone out of his pocket. And it was pretty neat. It was definitely eye-opening for me. I kind of explained it in here that I had no idea that people were taking that kind of training. So that gave me an interest. I really wanted to get that across to people that like, wow, what an incredible experience. Guns are cool. It was sort of me getting back into guns and sharing that with everybody. So I had been talking about Russell in one of those earlier posts. So this was another way of going back and pulling out a picture that had Russell in it, and then talking about Jaeger and back in the day, he didn't have to say, yeah, come out and take pictures of my class for nothing. I wasn't putting him anywhere that would have helped him at all, but he's just a cool dude. So anyway, just a way of remembering something that happened 8 years ago, I guess. Or what am I saying? 66. So 12 years ago now? It's crazy. And that was in Tucson. This is a guy who ran for constable. He had like a place that was just a freestanding building out next to the graveyard. So it's out next to one of the places in Tucson here where they put old airplanes. And he would buy an old airplane once in a while and gut it. And he was an aviation guy, so he could take all the whatever those gauges and dashboards and stuff apart and sell them to countries that needed the pieces. So he would buy like a chunk of plane at a time, and must have done pretty well for himself. And then he opened up his kind of room there for the scenario training. It was really neat because we got to use his parking lot, we got to use his inside, we got to use some of his other vehicles and stuff. It was kind of a cool experience. Oh, the Tulsa Air Museum. Did you get over to that?
No, I did not.
I didn't either. So now I'm jealous that I should have gone. So now I'm going to go next time.
Somebody in the group did, though. I remember it might have been Dano. Somebody said they stopped by.
I don't think so. I was asking about.
I don't think they went to the planetarium, but they said they did enjoy the air and space part.
Raphael's dad and sister went, I think. So today, April 25th, Creedmoor. You ever shot? Well, you couldn't have shot a Creedmoor. It ended like in the olden days. But you ever shot a Creedmoor rifle?
Nope.
I haven't.
Nothing here in Connecticut really much over 200 yards.
So it's kind of neat. If you're not familiar with history, the NRA was created right after the Civil War. A bunch of generals were like, our people don't shoot as good as we want them to. So they came up with this idea of competitive shooting in order to get people to shoot better and enhance their skills or their marksmanship abilities. And I think something happened, and they said, okay, you can have this place on Long Island, and it was a farm, and it was called the Creed Farm. So then they called it Creedmoor, and they did that for a long time. And in 1907, they took it back, and it became something like a colony of something, and now it's a psychiatric center. And anyway, because of the history of it, they call it the Creedmoor rifle or something, right? It's like a long-range rifle. Is it Creedmoor?
Mm-hmm.
Is it like a style, or is it like literally like a type?
No, I think it's a load. The 6.5 Creedmoor.
Oh, okay. So that's when I hear about Creedmoor rifle.
I think there's a 6.0 also.
Okay. So I just like to put up these things, and NRA gets enough black eyes. Let's remember the good shit they did. So in 1873, probably nobody was worried about bump stocks, and the NRA was still doing something valid. So they're not all bad. Smeggy there. Oh, that's for Smeggy. See how Smeggy threw his birthday in there on that other one?
Did he?
Yeah, he's like, and it's my birthday. Yippee.
I just had it in my calendar, so that's how I knew it was his birthday.
So here's Gun Channels _ Dano. If you're watching, Gun Channels is Marco, plural. So that's how Smeggy got his picture posted. Let's go see if Marco's posted any of my pictures. I won't be. He hasn't posted any of my pictures. Looks like Gun Dynamics LLC reposted something about the NRA thing. Right on. I posted this because I was writing too many words. Instagram hates words, so I had to put a gun up. Otherwise, everybody would flee from my channel, and we wouldn't have to read. I don't know what's this supposed to be. A giant shrimp?
A dragon.
Crawfish, it says. So I've seen people do things like this size with balloons before, but yeah, never like full room. That had to be some blowing, or maybe one of them pumpy things. Kind of cool. Some stickers. I was going to say, this is green color green, though. Can we have these done in a slightly different shade of green?
It's a good color.
Yeah, appreciate you dumping on those. I've heard that people could probably still get a custom run of stickers if it wasn't too high a quantity, as long as they got it into you by like Monday.
Yep, that's true. So if you need stuff, because I'll be gone for a little bit of time. So if you need stuff, get it to us by like Monday, and then we will get it out.
And that would be at Owl and Anchor.
Right? info@owlandanchor.com is the email.
How convenient that she has her contact information right between the one picture that he posted, her contact information, then her little friend, Too Hottie, posts a repost. So a little picture framed little thing here.
Yep, hooked me up.
Yeah, but thanks for posting or sticking those, or for printing those stickers, even though you're about to head out, because it turns out I've been handing them out like free to everybody, and I ran out of them. So I do
Just been
appreciate.
going willy-nilly.
Yeah, I've just been handing them out like water. That's what I was trying to say.
It's like nothing.
All right, so P365. I don't know what this is. I don't like this gun, and I don't know who this is. Who is this? Does anybody know who this is? I guess we'll click.
That guy.
Well, I'm interested in seeing one of those because that's supposed to be a very small, almost a pocketable gun.
What caliber?
I think it's a 9.
I mean,
But
I had
it's a SIG, you know.
this with no controls. I liked it, but
Yeah.
they're using our hashtag the way they've got a whole bunch of other gun ghosts and whatnot in here that are, I don't know, then unicorn. It's about this unicorn.
Yeah. None of the stores up here have them.
Oh, okay, so that's why it says unicorn. I don't know about this one.
Oh.
I don't know about this one. It does have a red Doberman in it, and that goes a long way. But it's got that weird flag-looking thing. I don't like that. And I'm not a big fan of Weimaraners. What do y'all think? Is that a Weimaraner? That's a Weimaraner, right?
Yep. I like them.
That's a repost. Then we got Dano, again, repping for his crew, his sect. And this time a little pocket gun that he uses for drive-bys, probably. Gangster life. I think it's cool that the dudes were letting them take apart guns. I think, if I remember right, because he doesn't come on the show and actually tell us, I'm pretty sure he told me one time on another show that the one guy just started taking it apart in front of him. Like, he was like, oh, that's interesting. And the guy was like, hey, let's talk about my gun. And started taking it apart in front of him. So Dan was like, oh, hold on, let me put this cloth down or whatever. And then he figured out that people would do that. And I think he encouraged people to do it as he walked around the show. So I think that worked out pretty good. And then he does it in this little collage type of system here where you kind of see everything. What do you think? If you put like a white border in between, would it be better or more cluttered? You should just leave it this way.
I kind of like this, to be honest.
I kind of do too. As I was saying it, I'm like, I don't think the white border would help.
Yeah, I kind of like this.
What about if he got rid of the little paisleys everywhere? Just went with, because he's got to rep red, of course, if he just went with like a red.
I like the paisleys.
Cycle, what do you think?
Well, I think the only problem I have with it is him shaving off pieces of the gun. He needs to size them a little better.
He could have almost done this one this way, maybe. But yeah.
Yeah.
But not a bad effort. He's Dano.
No. I like the general idea.
Yeah. He's not like wiggling his thumb 98 hours a day doing this kind of thing. So I think a tremendous effort and pretty good result. Pretty good effort, tremendous result. Good stuff. All right, Gary's basically showing a bunch of stuff that he got from all of us, because this isn't all for me. So pretty cool. Looks like people sent out some souvenirs and things from the show, and hopefully people think that's interesting. Kind of gives you a way to be part of the show. Well, I guess
a bunch of little cards in the middle, right?
These are the trading cards, yeah. So everybody, pretty much, not everybody, but the people who have been participating on gun channels to some extent, I don't know what the threshold really was, but people are creating their own shows or joining shows on a regular basis or whatever. I made a card for everybody who, like I say, qualified for that or whatever, and then gave them, I think I had most of everybody was that kind of a person on gun channel. So pretty much everybody in Tulsa got their cards and had cards. And Gary got them, and he must have traded some for these guys. I wasn't sure if everybody was just going to trade them amongst each other, or if like somebody like a Nightstrike, I gave him like, let's say 25 that say hit or miss. I didn't know if he wanted to use those to like do some kind of giveaways on the show, or give them to people who win a quiz or something. I don't know, or like trade them with other shows, or what he wanted to do. So it was kind of interesting to see how people are going to use their cards. I posted a thing on my page on the Gun Channel's Patreon, which is a new thing. I don't know if I talked about. But there's a Gun Channel's Patreon, and one of the things I posted over there was how are you using your trading cards, and we'll see how people end up playing with them. You guys
I haven't done anything with mine yet, but I'm going to. I like them.
And we got Moon, who went out and bought a new Flat Dark Earth mag for his Glock, which is made by Glock. So it makes it better than other good magazines. Very cool. Looks like Clover's got some stuff headed out to Gary, posted that. And this is 2 days ago still, okay. Gary posting the deck that he got. So he didn't get the last deck. He got the deck that went up on eBay. He grabbed that one. There is actually a last deck, which I haven't decided what to do with yet. So I'll take ideas for what to do with that last deck of 60. And there's that little kitten, some dude next to it. Roll call. Just Anna posting up that thing with the gun show guide, I guess. Custom gun channel patch from like when I first got the machine. Actually, this is probably a little better than when I first got it, but this is like the second run of patches when I figured out how to like get a thing to come out that didn't look all shitty. But
I like those, the embroidered, like the old school.
But I didn't have like the right material, so it's just like cut out of a piece of material, like really like you cut a patch off of a uniform or something, and then I sewed Velcro on it. So yeah, very OGG.
OGG.
This
like
kind of
OPP.
That one was there last week. Is that a repost?
Yeah, well, it says 1 hour ago. Maybe he's posted.
Yeah, it's a repost, yeah.
But I couldn't tell. I'm not used to seeing the New York poster like in cardboard, and that's definitely not a piece of paper just cut out. It's huge. So this is interesting to me. I'd be curious how you in cardboard New York bad guy poster. That's one of my favorite old posters, you know.
Yeah, I like that.
Or I guess not poster, Target. But man, that's huge. I don't know if I've seen one that's that big to be scale for an AK. So it's getting like. Plus, he killed an elephant just to get that picture. It's crazy. I don't know. Was that the end? This was technically the end, I think, right? So we'll go with ladies first, I guess.
I'm gonna go with the Mountain Dews.
Really? Dollar store Mountain Dews.
I like all the green and like the retro label, so that's my pick.
Cycle.
Well, I saw 4 of them that I liked. I think I'm going to go with the basket full of Block 19s.
Really? The milk with the what was that? That was right.
Yeah, the milk carton that had the
right here.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I got stories about that box. Not really that many. There was a cool like laser thing that had to cut inside of a, was it oil? Like in the fluid. It was cutting in the fluid to keep heat down. Really cool. I forgot what they were cutting.
Wow.
Yeah. So then it's up to me. I can either pick one of those two. I don't think I'll pick this one because it's my picture. That's immoral. And then what was the other one? The Mountain Dew. That's also my picture. So I'm by default. I can't even. I really want to click on this one again.
That's for the spank bank later.
No, she's a communist. Come on.
Wow.
This dog is in here, but he doesn't have any kind of gun thing going on. Plus, it looks like he's sad. It makes me feel like Russ doesn't pet that dog's belly enough. This is
There was Adobe and the Weimar were the only 2 that had guns with them, I think.
Mm-hmm. But not a big.
And Garrett's kitty didn't have any guns either.
Not enough of a fan of people wiping American flags on the wall and then putting shit in front of it. So that one's gonna, even though it's got a brand, I'm not as big a fan of the reds as I am black and tan. So I've already voted for this one before because he's posted that before. So I'm stuck. I can't vote for a dog, I don't think.
You got to vote for the Mountain Dews.
No, can't. That's my own picture. It's gross. I'd be like, no, I couldn't do that.
Well, you liked the Glock that had the dark, dark coloring, but the weird grips.
Oh no, that was a
19 down by the river.
I can't vote for 1911. You know what I'm gonna do? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm voting for this one. I think that's neat. I don't even know what the story is. So the giant crayfish squid zombie looking thing, or Mountain Dews, or right above the girl, the blocks. So that goes back to the audience.
Well, what are they saying?
Nothing. They're just sitting around watching.
Snowy wanted us to do Slim Cowboy wanted the Webley Auto Revolver.
Well, you have to vote for one of our three. You only get to vote for one that we've judged to be worthy.
Are we even?
Oh, now we got a tie between the blanks and Mountain Dew. Got the blanks on Gun Channels and Mountain Dew on YouTube. Oh, looks like the milk crate is getting better. I got 2 on Gun Channels and 1 on Mountain Dew. I'm sorry, 2 on YouTube. Mountain Dew is a strong second contender, though.
See?
Oh, it's going to go for a while. All right, so let's get into quit screen sharing. We'll let those cook for a little bit, and it looks like it is going to be a cook-off between blocks, a big milk crate of blocks, or Mountain Dews. I win either way because I took both pictures, so I feel like I win either way. But we can get into gun shop of the day, and since we got a special guest, I don't have to do any work. I'm going to ask Cycle what his favorite gun shop is, or some other gun shop you might have known about. Doesn't have to be your favorite.
Oh, my favorite gun shop is oh God, what the hell's that called? New England Gun Exchange, which is over in Newington, Connecticut. I think I did I sent you guys stuff on that a long time ago, but you got me. I don't know if they have any great pictures. Let me take a look.
New England Gun Exchange? I know we've talked about it before.
Have we? Have we not?
I'm pretty sure we have. I was going to say, when you call it New England Gun Exchange, that makes me think of that, what's it called? Utah Gun Exchange, the huge tube. And I can understand why places in Salt Lake City go into the content creation thing. Nothing Fancy's from there. They've got other big YouTubers from that area, that region. People go there for certain things, and they've got some industry there. So I can see where they understand what it is. But the East Coast, I would think people are all up on tech and all up on current media and trends and stuff. I would think you'd see, and there's got to be money back east. I would think you'd see some contenders from back east as far as video hosting platforms. I guess that's a little off topic. The gun exchange part made me ponder.
Well, I like that they actually have like a put together website.
Well, this is not the right one. That's Newington.
Oh, well, I like Newington's
No,
website.
you're right. No, that's it. I keep calling it New England, but it's Newington.
Oh, okay. Well, then I found it.
I was just thinking
like
I don't have a saved gun. I have a set of the gun shop stuff I've sent you guys, and this of the 5 I've sent you, that's not one of them. So, but that is my favorite. Unfortunately, their website sucks because there's no like good pictures of the store or anything in it.
Looks a little basic. Do they have a link to the grams? Let's see what the grams got. So we got a little bit of the pictures of the shop in there. Looks like they paid a little homage to Gunny.
Homage.
Right on.
Well, I like them. They're one of the few shops that carries a good selection of used guns and a lot of milsurps. You can always find an SKS. You can always find an M1 carbine. Carcanos and stuff like that. They're always floating around out there.
Very
A
cool.
lot of stuff.
Lots of used hunting guns and stuff, and really reasonable prices. And if you shop there a lot, you can generally get 10% off without any trouble.
Like a loyal, what do they call it? A regulars discount? Regulars?
Yeah, like a loyalty discount, yeah. And if you buy a gun and you buy ammunition, you get 20% off any ammunition you buy with a gun, which is also kind of nice.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
So as far as gun shops go, they got 3,000 people over on their Facebook. They've got, back to the top, definitely an active person running it, but they got 1,000 people on their Instagram. I think they're probably just spending a little more time on their socials than their website, which is probably worth it because websites really just need to exist anymore for hours and stuff, right? So seem like they're pretty aware of what's going on. They've got nice pictures and active platform or social presence, so kind of cool. You said decent prices?
Yeah, very reasonable, and you can dicker with them, especially if they're consignment or owned guns that they have hanging around.
I'm gonna put that in. Actually, that you say that dickering. I'm gonna put dickering in here for one of these days. Let's do
Dickering.
Around on Friday. Maggie won't be here, so we won't get mad. Right on. So appreciate it. We like to do a gun shop every day. That's sort of the point of the show, is to have a conversation about guns so that we can have an excuse to talk about a new gun shop every day. Gun shops are important. They're a place where our industry, our hobby, our freedom, right, goes to exist in the real world. And I personally think they're important to have their presence, them on the street, like in a town, having signs, having little ads on a placemat at the breakfast restaurant, or a little ad in the little newspaper thing you get at the golf course or something. The same as you'd see a place that's changing oil in the car or offering guitar lessons. It's that presence that keeps the guns part of the culture. And I think there's a consistent effort to get the guns out of the culture and to make it seem like an alien, strange, extreme thing to want to be interested in firearms. So with that goal in mind, we've been doing the show for 500 and something episodes. We'll continue to keep doing it. And I appreciate Cycle for helping out with giving us a glimpse of a shop in Connecticut. I personally ain't going to be able to drive out to Connecticut anytime soon. Also unrealistic to think that we're going to need to see every single store. So we are trying to do this whole show as an exercise in new media. So anybody that wants to email us some information about a store, like Cycle mentioned he did in the past, our email is dailygunshow@gmail.com. And once we're able to, take time to breathe and come up for air and create some content, we'll dig into the emails. We'll distribute out the suggestions people have offered over the time that we've been ignoring them. And we'll have a whole bunch of new gun shops from viewers. So if you'd like to be part of that, you can always email us. They'll not be deleted. We don't delete them or anything. We just haven't been reading them. And whenever we do get a chance to actually schedule out some shows, we'll include those. And that's the whole point of this participatory collaboration of effort that we call the Daily Gun Show. With that, I think we can move on to, should we even do a gun movie? We had talked about movies earlier, and
No, we already talked about movies.
Are we way over?
Yeah, we're 39 minutes over.
We are way over.
You started 6 minutes late, so you're only actually about 30 minutes over.
Okay, well, so let's blame this on Dano for not being here to keep us rushing along. Let's talk about gun history. Is there any gun history today? Psych, who's gun history today?
Oh, good.
1564, we all remember, William Shakespeare was baptized. 1564.
There we go.
That was only 50 years after Copernicus made his first observations of Saturn. It's crazy how old William Shakespeare is.
I think Saturn was the important one because it was the one that displayed retrograde motion, which kind of messed up the centrist theory of the heliocentric view of the universe.
That's how you know that there's ellipses as opposed to circles?
No, that's how you know that we don't all circle, that we're not, the sun is not the
circle. They're not.
Earth is not the center of the universe, all that stuff. I don't remember which one. Heliocentric would have been the sun was the center of everything. But back then, they thought the Earth was the center of everything.
Well, back then they still knew the flat dark Earth was a disk, solid, positioned in space. So the first nonstop flight from England to India is completed in 1929. I don't know why that's in our list. I don't even know why I said it. It's something about sports. Dow Jones. How about this? 1986, the world's worst nuclear disaster occurred at the Chernobyl power plant in Soviet Union. So Metric created the worst nuclear disaster in Chernobyl power plant, Soviet Union, 1986. Nothing? How about that? And it sounds like it isn't even that bad. Like, it was bad for the people that had to clean it up. Like, they died. But like now it's just, radiation goes away, I guess. This show that I watched made it seem like radiation wasn't all that big a deal.
Yeah, it seems like no big deal.
You can't even see it, so.
Is that even a thing anymore? Radiation? What's that?
It is crazy how many Nazi things. And we just had Hitler's birthday. I'm not even going to read all those, but wow, it's weird. I don't know if this thing just decided to. What happened here? If it was trying to be like Nazi heavy, or if there's some reason, but there's like 4 Nazi births in here today. I'm not going to read them. But I am going to go over and see if. I thought there was something way more important. There is. I just can't think of it because I'm trying to click on too many things. Oh, Creedmoor. I think we just talked about that.
If you do the 25th, the first U.S. flag flown in battle was flown on the frigate Essex in the Pacific on this date.
I did not know that one. So is the first Betts and Ross flag or something? Or?
No, that would have been in. Let me get the. I skipped past it already, so I didn't get the year. Blah 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 blah. Thames Tunnel. It was in 18 something, so it had to be. It was in 1813, so it had to be the regular American flag, regular U.S. flag.
I just closed down that calendar stuff and saw the comments over on the YouTube side, and Dead Horse is saying he predicts a movie will be released in the next couple of years where a guy has 2 guns tied to a string, spins them around while shooting people. I don't know exactly what you're talking about, but there's already been a CSI where they take like the kind of rope that you would have to, what do they call that when you climb up a rope in gym class? They would take like that kind of rope and then drop a Mac 10 down at the trigger guard, and allegedly it bump fired off the rope the whole way down and shot up a building, and it was like a CSI. Like, what happened? How come there's so many bullet holes? I think that was like first season of CSI back in the olden days.
Yeah, I think you're smoking dope.
Oh yeah, there was no possible way to do it, but
Smoke of the dopa. All right, so that's pretty much it, right?
movie we're not doing. Gun shop, check. History, check. Everything. We're good to go. Talked about Nightstrike.
Nightstrike.
Done. So again, we kind of went long, but again, we're blaming that on Dano. And tomorrow is Thursday. That means I have to remember to take out garbage. And I'm guessing maybe Jimmy will be around for early watch. If not, Nightstrike, who may or may not be out there right now. It sometimes fills in. Otherwise, we'll probably see Knives or one of the others start up a lobby, and those run usually during the day. Being Thursday, I'm guessing. So we have our schedule right over here we could look at. And I won't have to guess. We will know that on Thursdays, C4 Defense has a show at 8 p.m. Eastern. Shooting Left to Center, Yankee show isn't tomorrow. So then that takes us to the Clover Tax show. And I don't know I think he said he did not yet have a topic for it. So that'll be interesting. Or he did say he had a topic, and I can't remember what it is now. And then we'll be back here same time. And we'll continue to have a conversation about guns. So if you've got stuff to chat about, let us know. We usually start the show up, or at least set things up. I try to do it at least half an hour early. And if you have ideas for the show or something and you want to throw them into the comments there, feel free. Ken Cycle, thanks for jumping in as a co-host tonight.
Oh, you're welcome.
Angelina, anything else?
Buy things from allananchor.com, like patches and stickers and shit like that. Use code gun channels to save like 20 something %.
That's a lot, because that's pretty much
It's a lot.
like all the profit. So there's no way to keep in business. Eventually, Angelina will be on the streets. So take advantage of her generosity, her craziness now. Nice.
Yep.
Okay. Quote is usually supplied by Bob.
You got one?
Websites.com encourage you to take a CCW
Oh, I got one.
every year.
Go ahead.
Frederick Douglass. A man's rights rest in 3 boxes: the ballot box, the jury box, and the cartridge box.
Dang.
The guys and gals of gunwebsites.com encourage you to take a CCW class every year, practice at least once a month, and carry every day. Thanks for watching gunwebsites.com.